We about to go live.
Okay, what's good? What's good? What's good, baby? It's your boy Truex, the Sports Junkie. Welcome to MBS Central's Fantasy Football Show, the Startem Sitem Show, hosted by yours truly, Truex, the Sports Junkie, and my guy from Cali. What up, Keo?
Yo, what's good? What's good, man? The Stardom Sitem show. We running kind of late today, but we had to give you a show, and we here YouTube live, and looking forward to week 2 in fantasy football.
Yes, sir. Like Keo said, we're running a little late. Technical difficulties, but we're here. We're gonna help you with your lineup. We're gonna tell you who you should start, who you shouldn't start. I'm actually right now on my Twitter answering questions as far as fantasy football is concerned. So we're definitely gonna get to your questions to give you the answers to hopefully get you the dub today in fantasy football. But with that being said, we have a structured show. We're gonna go straight through the structure. Here we go, Keo. Top 5 fantasy quarterbacks on the day. And we're not naming the elite guys. So, Keo, who's your top 5 fantasy quarterbacks today?
The top 5 fantasy quarterbacks for today, starting at number 5. Starting at number 5, I'm gonna go with Carson Wentz at number 5. He struggled last week. It was nobody expected that. They get beat by the Washington football team. I expect him to come back and bounce back. True. I know you like Gardner Minshew, and I know you starting him, but you're gonna regret it. Regret this one. So I got Wentz at number 5. Number 4. I'm gonna go with DC, man. Derek Carr against the Saints. Uh, they play in their new stadium with no fans, obviously. But I like what I saw from the Raiders and that offense. Josh Jacobs is looking like a stud in the making right now. Um, and I like the weapons around him with Darren Waller, the young wide receivers he's involving in the passing game. So I got him at number 4. Coming at number 3. I have I have Tom Brady at number 3, man. Um, I got Brady at number 3. It was a rough start for him. Um, um, I don't think Chris Godwin will be playing, but I expect Mike Evans to be huge. I expect Gronkowski to be involved more. I expect the running backs to get more involved in the passing game, guys like Ronald Jones. So I got Tom Brady at number 3, and I got Tom Brady huge, man, 22 to 27 points today. At number 2, at number 2, I'm going with Cam Newton at number 2, man. I think Cam Newton will have a huge game, passing, running the ball. Also, Sunday night game, I have him huge, and coming in at number 1. A lot of people don't consider this guy elite, but I think he could possibly go back to that status. And coming at number 1, I got the guy that I had as stud of the week. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers against the Detroit Lions, man. I think Aaron Rodgers will be huge once again. I expect him to throw for over 300. I think he'll have at least 3 touchdowns. So if you have Aaron Rodgers, you better start him. So I'm rolling with Aaron Rodgers as my number 1 quarterback to start, and those are my top 5 fantasy quarterbacks.
Okay, so Keo, I'm gonna say this real quick. I actually had Aaron Rodgers as my number 1 guy, but I changed it because I demoted somebody and I put him as an elite guy this week. After what I saw from Aaron Rodgers last week, Aaron Rodgers is officially elite right now. I'm starting him every week from what I saw last week, and I demoted Dak Prescott. I didn't put him in my elite category because we normally put 5 guys in the elite category. Those guys are Mahomes, Jackson, Wilson, Watson, and last week we had Dak, but I demoted Dak. I think that Dak, is going to put up good numbers week in and week out. But if I have Dak and I have Rodgers, I'm starting Rodgers. So Rodgers to me is now in the elite status. I'm going to keep him there. So I just want to put that out there. So I would not have Rodgers at number 1, though I do agree with Keo. I think he's going to have a monster game today. But coming in number 5 is his counterpart. I got Matthew Stafford versus Green Bay today. Last week, I felt like Minnesota and Kirk Cousins started slow, but Kirk Cousins ended with a lot of fantasy points, 20-plus fantasy points. And I feel like Stafford, with that kind of offense, pushing the ball downfield, I believe Stafford will have another good game today. So I have him at number 5. Coming at number 4, this is a little concern for me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But the reason why I'm putting him here is because he went against a tough defense last week. And I'm talking about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray drew the 49ers last week. This week he gets the Redskins in that front 7. I'm sorry, not the Redskins. The Washington football team. He gets the Washington football team. We know that front 7 is really, really good. But Kyler Murray played well last week, so I expect him to play well again this week. So I have him at number 4. At number 3, a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people do like him. It depends on who you ask. I love the matchup. I got Josh Allen versus the Miami Dolphins. I just think Josh Allen running the ball, throwing the ball with the weapons that he has, I think he's going to have a really good game today. So I have him at number 3. Coming at number 2 and 1 is in the same game. Y'all know how I do on this show. I like to find the games that I feel is going to be shootouts. And I believe this game will be a shootout. I got Dak Prescott at number 2, followed by Matt Ryan at number 1. I think this game is going to be a shootout. I think a lot. You're starting everybody from this game. You're starting Gurley. You're starting Zeke. You're starting Julio. You're starting Ridley. You're definitely going to start the 2 quarterbacks. So I'm going with Dak at number 2, followed by Matt Ryan at number 1. And that is my top 5 fantasy quarterbacks on the day. Keo, let's get to this running back position, boss man.
All right, starting at number 5. I'm going with James White at number 5,
Wow.
man.
Okay.
I just like James White in this game. From what I was able to see with Cam Newton so far, I expect them to have a solid game today. So I expect James White to do big things, just catching the ball, and it'll help a lot of people out in PPR type of league. So I got him at number 5. Starting at number 4. Number 4, um, I'm gonna go with Raheem Mostert, man, at number 4 against the New York Jets. You see what Mostert, the damage that he was able to do. Wide receivers is a little um um skeptical right now as far as the passing game goes. So I expect them to go to the running game right away, man. And they could hit you with different ways with the Niners. I like what I saw from Jerick McKinnon, man. I think he's a huge sleeper right now. Jerick McKinnon. I'm moving on to number 3. Number 3, I'm gonna roll with J.K. Dobbins at number 3. Mark Ingram, so I got him at number 3. Number 2, I am going with Ronald Jones at number 2, man. That Ronald Jones was able to get. I think Brady is the type of guy that will get Jones involved in the passing game, and I think they could be a very effective running the ball against the Carolina Panthers. So I got him at number 2. And my number 1 guy to start today, I am going with Jonathan Taylor at number 1. Jonathan Taylor, rookie running back, he had a solid game. With Marlon Mack out, that opens the door for Jonathan Taylor. and I expect huge fantasy points for him today. So I'm rolling with Jonathan Taylor at number one, and those are my top five running backs to start for today.
Okay, so I know I said five, y'all, but at the running back position, there's six elite guys to me, even though not all of them played like elite last week. The elite guys to me are C-Mac, Barkley, Zeke, Cook, Kamara, and Henry. You start those guys no matter what. It's just common sense when you start those guys. But coming at number five, I'm going to start with Keel's number one, and that's Jonathan Taylor. Marlon Mack is out, and we're going to get to injuries in a few. But Marlon Mack is out for this season. This is the best offensive line in football in many people's minds. I just have to believe that my guy Jonathan Taylor is going to have a big game today. So I'm going with Jonathan Taylor as my number five running back. Coming in number four, I like Josh Jacobs, man. He had a really good game last week. Playing against Carolina, 3 touchdowns. He's going against the Saints, the first time that stadium's going to open in Vegas. I think that team's going to be, super emotional, super excited to get this dub, to play. So I'm going with Josh Jacobs. I think he's having another good game. Coming in number three was somewhat of a surprise because I thought the team would go in the opposite direction, but he's back having another good season again so far in his first week. I got Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones had a good week last week. I thought Dylan would take over that team because I felt like LaFleur really wanted to draft his guys. But Aaron Jones seems like he's still a man, so I'm going with him at number three. Coming at number two, I got the rookie sensation, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He is a must start at this point. You got to start him. He's going up against the Chargers. We know the Chargers have a pretty good defensive front. But with the offense Kansas City has, you'll be a fool not to start Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So I'm going with him at number two. And my number one guy is pretty simple. It's Mostert, man, going against the Jets. I feel like the Jets will be one of the worst teams this season. I feel like the Jets are in the sweepstakes for Trevor Lawrence. So I'm going with Mostert today. I think Mostert has a huge game against the New York Jets. So that rounds out my top five fantasy running backs today. Keel, let's move on to wide receivers.
All right, I'm gonna start off with my wide receivers, and I'm gonna start off with my number five guy. I'm going with Emmanuel Sanders, man. Um, I don't like the Raiders secondary as far as their pass defense goes. We all know Michael Thomas is out. So Drew Brees is going to be looking for Emmanuel Sanders quite a lot in this game against the Raiders. So I got him at number five. Number four, I'm going with Marquise Brown at number four. Lamar Jackson will continue to look for him again. He had 5 catches for over 100 yards in last week's game. I expect Lamar to continue to go to him in this game. So I got him at number four. My number three guy. My number three guy. Um, I'm gonna go with Jerry Judy at number three against Pittsburgh. He had a very solid game. He had a very solid game, and I think Drew Lock will continue to go to him with Cortland Sutton out. And um, I do like the Steelers. Their front seven, but their secondary, I think Denver can pass against this team. So I got him at number three. Going at number two, I'm gonna roll with T.Y. Hilton at number two against
Wow.
Minnesota. Yeah, Hilton this week against Minnesota. The, they're going against a young secondary with the Minnesota Vikings. You seen what Aaron Rodgers was able to do. You seen the huge game Devontae Adams he had. He gave fantasy owners like I think at least over 40 fantasy points in PPR format leagues. So I got him at number two. And my number one guy, man, I am going with Mike Evans at number one, man. Mike Evans at number one. I think he's a little bit more healthy compared to last year. He only had 1 reception. Obviously, True thinks this team is trash. They think that they probably not might not make it to the playoffs, but it was 1 week. Um, and I think True will come around. Obviously, he's been wrong quite a lot lately when it comes to when it came to the NFL draft, when it came to the Clippers, when it came to collapse Leonard. Now we're back.
Wow.
Now we're back. Now the Tampa Bay will prove you wrong, and Tom Brady and Mike Evans is gonna be like, "Hey, True, watch this." And that's my
Oh
top
my
five
God.
wide receivers for this week.
Oh my God. The Bucks, man. So anybody out there, the Bucks are gonna lose today to Carolina. Just remember, I said it on the Startem Sitem show today. So yeah, they're gonna lose.
Just like Thursday night's game, right? Woo!
Wow, you taking shots early. Okay, okay, I ain't mad at you. Okay, so I'm gonna start with number 5. I got that same game. I got DJ Moore versus Tampa Bay. I think DJ Moore is gonna have a big game today. I think that he didn't have the game he wanted to have. He emerged last season, and I think that he's gonna take that next step into be trying to become one of the elite wide receivers. So I got DJ Moore at number 5. Coming number 4, the guy that got the contract, Robert Woods versus Philadelphia. I think Woods, man, they're gonna try to get him involved today even more. If you watched last week's game, I think he touched the ball like in the first 5 plays like 2 or 3 times. So they definitely want to get him the ball. So I'm going Robert Woods at number 4. Come at number 3, Kia. You'll be surprised about this. I actually agree with you. I do have Mike Evans today because they're gonna have to do something because that team is not clicking on all cylinders. I do think they may score a couple of points here and there. They'll be down, so they have to throw to get back up. But they won't get it back up. They'll lose this game today, but Mike Evans will have a good game versus Carolina today. Coming at number 2 and 1, once again, I'm going back to that Dallas Cowboy Atlanta game. Shootout in the making. This may be both teams scoring 40 points today. Obviously, I don't have Julio right here because Julio, Hopkins, Adams, Thielen, and Michael Thomas, though he's out, is the elite guys. So who do I have? I have Calvin Ridley at 2, and a guy that I'm not a fan of, Amari Cooper at 1. I think both of these guys have monster games today because of the way, the teams, the defenses that they're going up against. I think both have a lot that they have to work on. So I'm going with those 2 guys as far as my number 1 and 2 receivers on the day. Kia, let's move to tight end. Obviously, Kelsey, Kittle, Ertz, Andrews, and Waller are the top 5 guys in most people's minds. So we're not going to mention those guys. We'll mention the next 5. Who you got today?
All right. So starting at number 5, I'm going with Rob Gronkowski, man. A lot
Oh
of
my.
people didn't like what they saw with Gronkowski. I think week 2 is going to be completely different. It's more of an easier matchup, a more vulnerable defense, and I expect Tom Brady to look for Gronkowski throughout this game. So I got him at number 5. Rolling at number 4 for me, I'm gonna go with the tight end from the Washington football team, Logan Thomas, man. Logan Thomas, he didn't have the game that like Kelsey had or Andrews had, but it was a solid game and it was a good look. 4 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown, and he had a team high 8 targets. So I think this is something they could continue to build on today against the Arizona Cardinals. So I got him at number 4. Number 3, a lot of fantasy owners like this guy right now, man, and he's not even the starting tight end. And I'm going with Dallas Goddard at number 3, man. Goddard has been more involved in the offense. A lot of teams are more focusing on Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz isn't that same tight end that he's been since last year. He's going through injuries, and it's just a different Zach Ertz. So I expect Goddard to have a solid game for tight ends, 11 to 13 points. So I got him at number 3. Number 2, this guy, excuse my language, but he pissed me off last season. And and I'm talking about TJ Hawkinson, man. I think TJ Hawkinson, I think it's the year that they finally break out. Everybody knows that I'm not too fond about when it comes to tight ends for the Detroit Lions because it's just been a disaster for the last decade when it came to their tight ends. But for today, I like the matchup for TJ Hawkinson, and I got him at number two. And my number one guy that I'm rolling with Jared Cook, man. Like I said, with Michael Thomas out, it opens the door and a lot of opportunities for Emmanuel Sanders and especially Jared Cook. 7 targets last week against Tampa Bay in the win. Um, I think this is the fourth time he's had at least 7 targets since joining the Saints last year, and he finished with 5 catches for 80 yards. So that's going to be huge, and I think it's more value and more targets for Jared Cook for today. I mean for the Monday night game against the Las Vegas Raiders. With that being said, those are my top 5 tight ends for today for week 2.
Not bad. You actually did really good. I like the Jerry Cook at number one because he's going up against his former team too. I like that a lot. Um, okay, so coming in number five for me, five. Remember this game, this name, and shout out to VCU. Y'all know what the vibes are. I got Mo Alley Cox. Yes, this is who I have at number five. Maybe you never heard of him, but with Jack Doyle being out today, I think Mo Alley Cox, a former basketball player at VCU, will have a big game today. He comes in at number five for me. We know how much Phillip Rivers likes throwing to his running backs and tight ends. I think this guy, he's a former basketball player. Dare I say, maybe an Antonio Gates. I'm not saying he's Antonio Gates, Keo, because there you go. You're going to sit there and say, oh, give me a break. This guy's not Antonio Gates. I'm just saying, dude play ball. Dude's like 6'6", 6'7". I think he's going to have a big game today. Okay, coming in number four, we know another quarterback that loves to throw to his tight ends, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes, we know George Kittle's out for the day. I'm not happy about that because I have George Kittle in one of my big leagues. Shout out to Cupid. Shout out to the Kings League. Y'all know what the vibes are like. But I got former Washington football team player Jordan Reed. Can he emerge back into one of that elite status type tight ends? I think Jordan Reed is a really good tight end. I think this is a really great situation. Plus, it's a really good matchup going against the New York Jets. I got Jordan Reed coming in number four. Coming in number three, me and Q absolutely agree on this one. I got Dallas Goedert going against the Rams. I think Goddard is a starting tight end. On every week, he's a week in, week out. You start him. I've loved this guy from the time they drafted him, and I believe that the Eagles want to play two tight end sets similar to back in the day with the Patriots. I think that's what they're going to try to roll with because their receivers are not, maybe up to par as far as when it comes to other teams in the NFL. So I think they're going to play both Ertz and Goddard. Coming in number two, Keo just mentioned him, Jerry Cook, going up against his former team, the Raiders. I think he's going to try to, have a monster game, but also the fact that Michael Thomas is not playing. I agree with Keo on that one. Coming in number one, I keep waiting for this guy to break out. I keep waiting. Hopefully I don't give up on him because right now he's letting me down. But I think Chicago, the Bears, they focus in on stopping Saquon Barkley, stopping Slayton, stopping Sterling Shepard. I'm going Evan Ingram at number one. I think he'll have a good game today because the Bears are focused more on stopping Saquon Barkley. So that's my number one title.
Quick question. Somebody just commented if you think Jimmy Graham has a chance to be a top 5 tight end.
Oh,
for today.
No, not top 5. He'll be better than Gronk.
So are you? Oh. So wait. Are you saying that they shouldn't start Jimmy Graham today?
I would go pick up Mo Alley Cox and start Mo Alley Cox over Jimmy Graham. I would start Jordan Reed over Jimmy Graham. I just gave y'all 5 guys, and those 2 guys you can get out the waiver wire right now. Mo Alley Cox. I mean, I'm not saying when Jack Doyle comes back he's gonna be the guy, but I'm saying you go get him out the waivers right now, and I would definitely start him over Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham, the only way it's going to work out is if they're in the red zone. And the Bears, yeah, they picked it up in the fourth quarter, but they had 6 points going to the fourth quarter. Am I really going to sit there and say, I'm going to trust Mitchell Trubisky and that offense to get into the red zone and get Jimmy Graham the ball? You still got Allen Robinson, who's one of the better wide receivers. You definitely going to try to get him the ball. The catch
Allen.
that, my
You
man.
mean the Al
Go ahead.
Allen Robinson? He has recently said that he might want to be he wants out of Chicago.
Yeah, and I get that, but right now he's on the team. And if I'm Mitchell Trubisky and I'm in the red zone, I'm going to Allen Robinson as my first option. Now, I'm not sitting there saying Jimmy Graham won't get a fade route every now and then in the red zone, but Jimmy Graham is solely dependent on touchdowns. And for me, as a fantasy owner, I'm staying away from that, especially on an offense that is so sometimes god awful at some points in the game. So
All
no, I
right.
would not start Jimmy Graham.
All right. Thanks. I appreciate for the insight.
But let's get to these defenses, Keo. You know what it is.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my number five. My number my number five defense for today. I'm rolling with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
Oh
man.
my god.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this is a trend. I've been picking Tampa Bay throughout every single position this week. So Tampa Bay, they allowed the Saints to get 270 yards total offense last week. And I think this defense is tough. I like them. But I like the front seven that they have. And I think they'll be able to contain Christian McCaffrey. I don't trust Teddy Bridgewater, and I think they'll um, get a lot of sacks. They'll force a couple turnovers, and I like Tampa Bay at number five. Number four, the Titans. Man, last week, Jadeveon Clowney, their new addition, didn't make that much of an impact in this first game, but he should be able to this week because he's chasing down one of the worst quarterbacks that I've seen this year. Well, it's only been one game, and I'm talking about Gardner Minshew. I think he'll get
So
sacked at least once or
Sway.
twice.
Sway.
Once or twice. Come on now, it's one game, man. It's not like the
But you
Jacksonville
said based on
Jaguars
this
beat.
year. Based on this year, he's been great. Stop,
Yeah,
man.
one game, man. And come on now, man. You beat the Colts, man. And I'm not too fond
What?
about the Colts. Colts 7-9, 9-7, like I said, man.
Wow.
But I think the Titans defense, they're gonna be a very tough team. Even though no crowd there, it is in Tennessee. So I like the Titans at the number four defense. Number three, I'm rolling with the Green Bay Packers, man. Um, in one game at Green Bay last year, Stafford was sacked 3 times and had no touchdowns. I like the Packers pass rush. They're going to be a really problem. We got Kenny Galladay not there. Those receivers, Marvin Jones, T.J. Hawkinson, they got to step up. So I got the Packers at number three. Number two, I am rolling with the 49ers, man. 49ers against the Jets offense. This is huge for this defense. I expect big points for them, and I got them at number two. At number one, the team that beat them last week, I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals, man. Um, everybody's bragging about the front seven, what Washington did and what they did against Carson Wentz, but man, Washington's defense, they're going against Arizona's offense, a different offense, but I like the Arizona's defense, man. Dwayne Haskins was sacked 3 times, and this offense, they struggled, man. And I like Arizona in this game. Arizona had 3 sacks on Jimmy Garoppolo last week, and I think they will continue to have a huge performance for this defensive unit. And I think they'll have help a lot of fantasy owners out. So I got the Arizona Cardinals at number one.
All right, I'm not mad at your list right there. I know I didn't mention it, so I'm not mad. I'm not gonna hold you to it, but my elite defenses are the 49ers, Ravens, Bills, Patriots, and Titans. So you won't hear me mention those guys. I believe those guys are a must start week in and week out, no matter who they play. Now you could decide to say, if you get one of these great matchups, maybe you'll pull your defense. Like let's just say, like for me, Seattle versus New England could be a little bit of a risk. So you may want to go in a different direction. But for the most part, you want to start those defenses. Coming in number five, I'm opposite of Keel. I got the Carolina Panthers against Tampa Bay. I'm telling y'all, something is not right about Tampa Bay. And I think Carolina gets them today. I think Carolina's going to get a pick six, or they'll get a scoop and score on a fumble. They'll get a strip sack. They'll get something, but they'll score a touchdown on defense, thus leading them to double-digit fantasy numbers as far as defense is concerned. They may get two. I'm going with Carolina at number five. That is a stretch, and I know it makes a lot of people scared, but that's where I'm going. Number four, we're going back to that Patriots game. I got Seattle versus New England. I think with Cam Newton, yes, Cam Newton is very talented, but he has to. His weapons around him. I'm not sold on yet, and I think that Seattle, man, they can play both ways. They can play a shootout with you, or they can grind it out with you and run the football and play nasty. So I'm going with Seattle. I think this game could turn into a defensive struggle, but I do think Seattle ends up winning the game, and I do like their defense to have a good day today. Coming at number 3 and 2, me and Q actually agree on this. He brought up the team. I like the other defense as well, though. I got Washington and Arizona. I think both defenses are a really good start today. I think this is going to be the lowest scoring game on the docket today. I think both teams will probably stay under 24. I said that last week about one game. I can't think what game it was, but I think that the game ended up being a low scoring game. But I think this is going to be the low scoring game of the day. If it goes over 24, I'll be shocked. But I think both quarterbacks can make mistakes in this game that will help the defenses. So I'm going with those two teams as far as 3 and 2 in the best 5 starting defenses today. But number 1 is easy. If we're not talking elite, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going against Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor got to keep up with Patrick Mahomes in that offense. Tyrod's going to make some mistakes. I think they're trying to find their identity in LA. And I just think it's going to be an uphill climb from the beginning of the game. I'm going Kansas City.
The Chargers know what they have to do, man. If they want to make this team better, they know what they have to do. Oh, let's go, man.
If they start Justin Herbert, for damn sure, I'm thinking the Chiefs gonna be the number 1.
Oh no, man! If they pick Justin Herbert, my quarterback top 5 for fantasy for week 2. Oh, it completely changes. Believe that.
Let's get the kicker, man. Let's go to kicker. Oh my God, that dude loves Justin Herbert. Oh man.
All right. So starting at number 5 for me, I am going with Robbie Gold at number 5. If the Niners gonna get a lot of opportunities if they don't convert on it, because Jets do have a somewhat decent defense, even though they lost Jamal Adams. Robbie Gold will get a lot of huge opportunities in this game. Number 4, I'm going with Cammy Fairbairn against the Ravens. I think a lot of field goals will be kicked in this game, so I got that number 4. Number 3, going with Zane Gonzalez for Arizona. I think he will be huge. He missed 2 field goals in week 1, but he made a 56-yarder, man, and three extra point tries. So that was huge for him. And rolling in number 2, I like Ryan Suckup against Carolina. I think he's gonna have a decent game. I think he could possibly get to 10, 11 points for fantasy owners out there. And coming in at number one, I am rolling with Chris Boswell from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He made two field goals, extra points against the Giants. I think he should have another strong game this week in Pittsburgh. So I like Boswell at number one, and those are my top five guys. Guys like Justin Tucker, Harrison Butker. Obviously those are the elite guys to me. So I am you should know better to start them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll add in Will Lutz as well. Will Lutz from the Saints. Not because I'm a Saints fan, dude is a beast too. So those three dudes you're gonna start, and it's only three for me. Coming in number five, I agree with Keo, Robbie Gold. Come on, man, against the Jets. The only reason why I'm at five and not one is because they may score just touchdowns and no field goals. I think that game is gonna be the biggest blowout of the day. So I'm going with Robbie Gold. Coming in number 4 and 3, I'm sticking to that Green Bay Detroit game. I like my Matt Prater and Mason Crosby. I think both teams are going to score points in this game, and I do look for that to be somewhat of a shootout, a mini shootout compared to my 1 and 2. My 1 and 2, obviously, we're going back to Dallas, Atlanta. Cool and Zerline. Come on, man. These kickers are going to get opportunity after opportunity. This is going to be a track meet up and down the field. So there goes my top five kickers of the day. Keel, let's get to the flex. Who are your top five flex options for today?
Okay, my top five flex players today, coming in at number five, man. I'm glad to see this guy back. It makes me really happy because he went through multiple and really serious injuries, man. So I'm going with Jerick McKinnon at number five, man. I think he definitely got involved in the offense, and he was huge. He was huge even despite losing the game. So I have him at number five. I'm gonna roll with Jerick McKinnon at number five. At at number four, I think a top five flex is Laviska Shenault, the Jaguars rookie wide receiver. I think he's a top definitely a top flex pickup right now. Also, I'm rolling with a wide receiver once again. I'm gonna go with Anthony Miller at number three. I think he's a top flex player. Also, Trubisky. If you know Allen Robinson, it is kind of distraction for the Bears right now. I think this is the guy that could possibly step up. So I definitely got him at I definitely got him at number three. The next guy up, a top five flex pickup right now. I even though I'm not high on him, and but I do think he's a top five flex pickup, and that's Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown is a huge flex pickup. He looked really solid in the game last week compared over Cam Akers. Daryl Henderson's hurt. I think he'll get a lot of opportunities. So I got him as a top flex pickup also. And the number one guy that I have as a top flex pickup as of right now, I am gonna roll with James Robinson, the running back from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So those are not my top five
That's a
flex
good.
pickups.
Okay, my top five flex. I'm going with Scotty Miller versus Carolina today. I think this will be a great play in the flex position. I know, Tom Brady's good. He likes that slot receiver. And Scotty Miller, for whatever reason, I think can get 10 fantasy points easily today versus Carolina, being that I think they'll be down once again. Coming in number 4, this dude scored touchdowns, but he didn't have a great game. So I would be a little concerned of starting him at running back 1 or 2. But I am going with J.K. Dobbins. I do think in a flex play, he surprised me. I thought that was Mark Ingram that was going to get most of those touches, but he got most of the goal line touches. So I'm going with J.K. Dobbins versus Houston. As a flex play, it's a good play. Anything else, I would be a little bit skeptical on because he could end up having like a game like Mark Ingram had last week with 2 fantasy points, which would be just mind-boggling if you start him at running back 1 or 2. So I'm going with Dobbins as a flex. Coming number 3, Tariq Cohen. He just got some money from the Bears. I look for them to try to get him involved early and often versus the Giants. So I'm going with Tariq Cohen at number 3. Coming number 2 is a guy that low key, I was kind of surprised at a really good game last week. It was busted coverage, but nonetheless, he did score on a big touchdown last week. I'm talking about Robbie Anderson. I think that he could have another good week this week. And I do believe going against Tampa Bay, they're going to beat Tampa Bay. So I do think he gets in the end zone. So I'm going Robbie Anderson at number 2. That's a good sign for Judge Justin. I know he's happy about that. And number 1, I got the other running back from the Indianapolis Colts, Nyheim Hines. I just think that you got to start both of them at this point. Man, that offensive line is so good. And then the way Rivers throws the ball to the running backs, these guys can get 5 catches easily. Hines can get in the end zone again like he did last week. I'm going Hines as my number 1 flex play. It just makes too much sense in the world. Okay, Keo, waiver wire pickups to wrap up our top 5. Top 5 waiver wire pickups. Who you got on the day?
Top 5 waiver wire pickups. I'm going with tight end. I'm going with tight end Chris Herndon as a top 5 waiver wire pickup. Another waiver wire pickup. Um, like I mentioned earlier. Jerry McKinnon. He's a top. I have him as a top 5 waiver wire pickup. Also, um, going at number 3, a top waiver wire pickup today. Also, um, I'm going with a defense, and I'm gonna say the the Arizona the Arizona's defense. I got them as a top waiver wire
I
pickup.
actually picked them
Also,
up this week and I'm starting them. So shout out to you for that.
uh, another top waiver wire pickup, Malcolm Brown. He's a huge top waiver wire pickup. Right now, man. I realized somebody, a fantasy owner, told me that they originally dropped Malcolm Brown, then he ended up picking him back up, because he was lucky that he was first in the waiver wire, so he ended up getting him back. And the last waiver wire pickup that I am going for, I think this guy could be huge. They just signed him, and I'm going with Mohamed Sanu as a top waiver wire pickup for the 49ers. I think Niners need help. I think Sanu, he's still young, and I think this could be a good look for him in this Niners offense. So those are my top waiver wire pickups.
Okay. I'm not mad at those pickups. I'm gonna start with my number 5. I got Joshua Kelly. Um, Eckler, yeah, he's cool. Jackson is not gonna play no more. As far as that team is concerned, in my opinion, as long as these 2 guys are healthy, Eckler and Kelly. I think Kelly, man, he showed some grit last week. He showed some promise. I think this may be Kelly's team of the future. So I'm going with Kelly at number 5. He's not even owned, I think, in 75% of. I mean, not even owned in. He's only owned in 25% of fantasy football leagues. So I'm going with Kelly. Coming in number 4, I'm going Peyton Barber, man. I know everybody loved Antonio
What?
Gibson. Yes, I'm going Peyton Barber
Wow, really?
because I think that he could be the starting running back. And anytime you can have a starting running back on your team, that's good trade bait, whether you like him or not. If you have a starting running back on your team, that's trade bait. So I'm going Peyton
Man,
Barber.
I can't believe you just said that after what you told me off air
That's
yesterday.
1 week. That's 1 week. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. Coming in number 3, I got Jordan Reed. Like I told y'all earlier, I think Jordan Reed is a person that you can pick up out the waiver wire right now and start him today and have some good numbers from him today. So I'm going Jordan Reed. Coming in number 2, I got Mo Alley Cox. Yes, I keep telling y'all, man, this dude may take over Jack Doyle's spot. We know Jack Doyle is banged up. This week he's going to be out. And I think Mo Alley Cox has a chance to be the starting tight end in Indianapolis moving forward. So I'm going with him at number 2. But number 1, are you ready, baby? Are you ready, Keo? You're going to lose your mind when I say this. For all my fantasy owners out there, don't get upset with me. Don't laugh at me. If I had Patrick Mahomes right now, I would trade Patrick Mahomes and get some value back. If I had Tom Brady, if I had Drew Brees, if I had Lamar Jackson, I would trade them to get my team good in other places, because my number one waiver wire pickup for the week and for the season will be none other than Garner Minshew. It's Minshew Mania, baby. This guy is going to be, I'm here to say it, Garner Minshew, I would say it on live on air. He would throw for over 4,000 yards and at least 30 touchdowns this season. And if you can get him out the waiver wire, then that is a great waiver wire pickup. Woo! Oh, baby.
We're not even towards the end of the show, and you're already giving me a headache right now. Are you kidding me? Gardner Minshew? I understand if you would say
Minshew,
I
baby.
I understand you would say, oh, Drew Lock. I understand you would say Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, but you say Gardner Minshew. Are you kidding me?
I love it,
Oh
baby.
my God.
It's all about Gardner Minshew right now. Woo!
He needs to shave that damn mustache. That's what he needs
Hey,
to do.
watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Don't disrespect that legend down there in Jacksonville. Let's go. Let's go, baby. We don't want to hear about David Gerard or Garrard, or we don't want to hear about Byron Leftwich. We got a stud now.
Hold on. Don't be disrespectful to Mark Brunell. Are you kidding me?
Who? Mark Brunell, who? It's a new day in Jacksonville. It's the Gardner Minshew show, baby. Woo! and I'm here to tell y'all, don't sleep on them today versus Tennessee. I'm not saying they're going to win, but they're going to compete, and don't be surprised if they do win. I love Gardner Minshew. Minshew for president.
Well, I do kind of take that back, because Mark Brunell, he had weapons. He had McCardell and Jimmy Smith.
Hold up.
So
are you disrespecting Baby Chuck? Baby Chuck. Watch your mouth.
All right. Let's go, man. Come on.
All right. Let's get to the Startem Sitem portion of the show. Keo, you throw out 5. I'll tell you if you should start him or sit him. I'll throw out 5. You should tell me if I should start him or sit him, to kind of give people a little, way how this segment works. So go ahead, Keo.
All right. So I'm gonna go with a quarterback. So the first quarterback I'm gonna bring up Daniel Jones against Chicago today.
Oh no, I'm benching him. Yeah, I go a different route. Especially, I just gave y'all one of the best routes you can go. Pick up Gardner Minshew and start him. What a stud.
Okay. All right. The next guy up, James Conner's out. And would you start or sit Benny Snell?
So they confirmed it, because I heard that Conner might play.
But if he does play, he will be limited though.
Okay, I would start Benny Snell in my flex play. With Conner out, I would play Snell in my flex. If he's out, then I'd play him as a running back too. Absolutely. Snell looked phenomenal versus the Giants. I like his running style. He runs violent. He reminds me of a baby Marshawn Lynch. I like Snell a lot. Like, I'm not lying to you, man. I think Snell could be the guy moving forward if Conner's really banged up. So, yeah.
Okay, next guy up, wide receiver, Paris Campbell.
Nah, I'm going to bench him. I think that you have much better options out there that you can go with that wide receiver. So, no, I'm benching him.
So this is going to be really interesting, because they're going to go against some premier cornerbacks on Monday night. So are we going to start or sit Henry Ruggs III?
Oh, no, I'm starting him. Even though he's going against the Saints, I just think the emotions of the Raiders, how excited they're going to be. You want to get – I would start Ruggs as a flex. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not starting him as a wide receiver 1 or 2. But as a flex, that's a great play. Great play. I would definitely start Henry Ruggs as we get in a flex position.
All right. Last but not least, The last guy I'm going with is shout out to the homie Mike. Make sure you turn into Larson live every Mondays. Um, would you start or sit Naheem Hines?
Oh man, come on, man. I said that earlier. I'm definitely starting him. He is my number one flex play. I don't care who I have as far as the flex is concerned. I'm starting Naheem Hines. I mean, I'd have to have a super stud team with studs everywhere not to start Hines. I'm definitely starting Hines if I have him on my team. Shoot, I could maybe make an argument that he should be a running back too. That's how much I like him. All right, Keo. Coming at
Okay, those are my five.
let me know. Okay, so let me see this. Would you start or sit today, Dwayne Haskins?
I'm sitting him. You kidding me? I got the Arizona defense as the number one defense to start, so I am definitely sitting him.
Okay. This is not a question whether you should start him or not. This is a question, would you start him as your running back one or two? I'm talking about Austin Eckler versus the Chiefs today.
You gotta start Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler, even though if this game does get out of hand, Austin Eckler is gonna get the ball, not just running the ball, but passing also. So yes, you gotta start Austin Eckler.
Okay. And then would you start or sit Leonard Fournette today?
I'm gonna start Leonard Fournette. They signed him for a reason.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
I don't think he have fantasy wise. I don't think he'll have a better game than Ronald Jones, but I would definitely start him. He'll help fantasy owners out.
Okay. Would you start or sit Larry Fitzgerald today?
I am gonna sit Larry Fitzgerald today.
Wow. Okay.
With DeAndre Hopkins there, I think Christian Kirk, they're gonna get him some targets also, and I think Larry Fitzgerald could possibly be that third option, and I don't think that he's gonna help fantasy owners out. So I'm sitting Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay, this is my last one. Of course, I saved it for the last because of you. Are you starting or sitting Dalton Schultz? Oh! Can Dak Prescott get Dalton Schultz involved today in the offense?
No, I'm sitting him, man. You kidding me? Um, he's not proven yet. He's not established yet. With the weapons that this team has with Gallup, CD, Amari, and then Zeke could catch it off the backfield also. I just think that just too much targets for him to get any type of production at all. So I'm sitting him.
Okay, well that rounds up that segment for you guys. Hopefully, we kind of helped you out real quick. So we're gonna get to the questions. Keo, you can get the questions from YouTube. I'll get the questions from Twitter. So I'll go first while you get to, if you have any questions from YouTube. I got some questions right here from Twitter. So real quick, Keo, in a PPR league at the flex position, with golly, you have a good flex position. Are you starting Melvin Gordon, Malcolm Brown, Julian Edelman, or Christian Kirk?
Um, I'm surprisingly, um, I'm starting Julian Edelman, man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think Cam's gonna get him involved in the passing game, and I think they do have plans for him and Edelman, and I think it'll work perfect with Cam. So I'm definitely taking Julian Edelman.
Well, Benjamin 227, I'm going Malcolm Brown. I just think Malcolm Brown for sure, not Christian Kirk. I don't even know why you put Christian Kirk up there. Christian Kirk got me pissed off last week with one damn fantasy point. Hell no, I'm not starting him. I don't care if he has a breakout game. I'm starting Malcolm Brown for sure. Any questions on there, or you want me to keep going?
Yeah, I actually found one. Okay, so this is by Fernando. For flex PPR leagues, would you start Mark Ingram, James White, Anthony Miller, Scotty Miller, or Tyler Higbee?
Ooh. What was the first name again?
Um, Mark Ingram, James White, Anthony Miller, Scotty Miller, or Tyler Higbee.
I'm gonna give Ingram another shot, bro. I think they're gonna try to get Ingram involved today, so I'm gonna go Mark Ingram.
I'm going with James White. I had them in the top 5 running backs. I like James White today against the Seahawks.
Okay. We got Matt underscore 50H. Devontae Parker or Scotty Miller, PPR.
Devontae Parker, man. I think Parker. I think he'll have another run around in this game. I don't care who the quarterback is. Devontae Parker is going to give you at least 10 to 12 fantasy points.
Okay. I agree with you, Parker, for sure. Let's go to Travis. My man Travis says Higbee, Hurst, or Goddard. Who you starting at tight end?
I'm going with Goddard. I got him as a top 5 tight end to start, and I think he'll have give fantasy owners a decent game. And it's hard to find tight ends nowadays. So Goddard, definitely got to start. I'm taking him over those two.
I agree with you, Goddard, for sure. This situation, even though I think Higbee can be the interesting play right here, but okay, I'm going Goddard as well. Okay, Helos wants to know Corey Davis with AJ Brown out, Devin Singletary, Zach Moss, or Scary Terry, as far as in his flex position.
I'm going with Zach Moss, man. I think Zach Moss.
Wow.
I like Zach Moss, man. I like just the fit that he's in, and I think Zach Moss as running the ball and catching the ball out the backfield also should help fantasy owners. And I got him as a possible sleeper also. So I'm rolling with Zach Moss.
Yeah, I'm going the opposite as Keel. I'm going Singletary. Makes all the sense in the world. I don't mind Scary Terry, but Patrick Peterson may have something to say about that. So I get it, but I would go Singletary. I just think against the matchup, I think the Bills are gonna blow. I think it's Miami out that they're playing. I think it's Miami. Am I tripping right now? I think it's Miami. I don't have it in front of me, but yeah. But I like the Bills today for sure against whoever they're playing against. I think it's Miami, but they're gonna blow that team out. Last one, Kill, before we get to my favorite segment of the show. This was super interesting. We got in a PPR league in your flex position, James Conner, Jared McKinnon, or Antonio Gibson.
I'm gonna say McKinnon, man. I think McKinnon is another huge sleeper. He's been showing up despite with Raheem Mostert being there, man. I like what I see from McKinnon, and they're finally getting their money's worth after signing McKinnon 2 years ago.
Yeah, I agree with Keel wholeheartedly on that one. McKinnon right there, because Gibson didn't play much last week, and Peyton Barber scored 2 touchdowns, I believe, or 1 for sure. And I just think Gibson is going to have to fight that uphill battle to get that running back position from Peyton Barber. And Connor's banged up. And I never like to start guys that are banged up because they can just leave the game at any moment. So, yes, I am going with Jared McKinnon. All right, Keo, let's get to my favorite segment of the show. To wrap up the show, we're going to give you Keo's and X's stud, dud, and sleeper of the week. Where we going, Keo?
Okay, so my sleeper of the week, man. You know how I feel about this team. I got this team going far. I'm going with Brandon Cooks as my sleeper
my
of the
God.
week. Oh man, you want to talk about a big game? I think he'll go over 100. He'll have at least 7 receptions, 1 touchdown. I'm going with Brandon Cooks, man. The Cookie Monster is back, baby. Week
What?
2, Ravens. Ravens will lose this game. I do have the Ravens losing this game. Let's go, Texans, man. Deshaun Watson. Be afraid, Ravens. Be very afraid.
Oh, wow. We may have to make a little wager on that game. Are you kidding me? And then we can make a wager on Tampa Bay and Carolina just to even things up.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. Let's go.
Right. All right. So
Woo!
okay, so I've been saying his name all day today. Mo Alley Cox is my sleeper. I think he could have double-digit fantasy points today. I'm not sitting there saying that he's gonna take Jack Doyle's spot for sure, but for today, he's the sleeper of the week, and I think he's gonna have a decent start. I actually started him in one of my leagues where I could have picked up good tight ends that people consider good tight ends, but I just think this guy's gonna have a really good game today. I think Phillip Rivers is gonna find him. He's gonna like that huge frame. I got the coach beating the Vikings. I'm going Mo Alley Cox is my sleeper of the week. Okay, Keo, let's get the dud of the week.
Okay, dud of the week. I had the it was a very tough decision. I had to uh, go down through every single game, and my dud of the week. Oh man, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am so confident this dude will be the dud of the week, and it is Monday night's game. If you have Josh Jacobs, I feel bad for you
What?
because he will be the dud of the week. New Orleans is gonna blow out the Las Vegas Raiders. This game will get out of hand, where it's gonna get to the point where Derek Carr is gonna have to throw so much, where um, Josh Jacobs is not gonna get any type of opportunity at all. He'll he's gonna rush over under 100 yards. He'll average under at least under 2.5 yards per carry, and I got Josh Jacobs as my dud of the week.
Yo, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what my man's talking about. He's tripping today. But I'm gonna give you the dud of the week, and I don't give a damn if Keo's mad, Mike's mad, Justin's mad. My dud of the week is Tom Brady.
Oh, what?
Tom Brady will struggle today again to me and my mind. He would not have a great game. He will throw a couple of picks in this game. He may throw a pick six. He may get a strip sack fumble, a scoop and score. Let me tell you, Tom Brady may get 15 fantasy points today, 18 fantasy points today, but it would not be great. I know a lot of people think he's going to get 20-something fantasy points. I heard somebody say he may get 30. He may be the best quarterback on the day. Yeah, right. Carolina will win this game, and Brady will get no more than 16 fantasy points today.
Yeah,
That's what
right.
I'm saying.
Yeah, right. Just like you picked the Bengals to win. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
my God. There he goes. There he goes. Let's get to
All
the
right.
stud of the week from both of us.
All right.
You know the rules
Stud of
too.
the week,
You
man.
can't pick them. You can't pick them
Yeah.
again. And you can't pick Aaron Rodgers the remainder of the year. I can't pick DK Metcalf for the remainder of the year. Both guys had a really good game. I'm gonna give the edge to Kyoto last week. His stud was better than my stud. DK had good fantasy numbers. Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, had great fantasy numbers. So I'm gonna give Keo the edge there. Keo, who is your stud of the week this week?
My stud of the week this week, I am going with. Ah, man. I'm going with Dak
Oh,
Prescott as my stud of the week.
that's a good.
It
That's a
was a
good one.
very disappointing game for him. Yeah, it was a very disappointing.
I think he froze, y'all. He froze just like Tom Brady will today.
My stud of the week. I
You
got the.
froze. Nobody heard you. Start over. You froze just like Tom Brady will today. Let's go.
Okay, okay. Am I good now?
You're good. Let's go.
Okay, like I said, I got Dak Prescott as my stud of the week. I think he'll have a huge game, bounce back with the
He's freezing again, just like Tom Brady will be in the second half. Look at this. This is insane. He is gonna do like his savior, Tom Brady. Look at him.
I expect him to throw for at least 300.
Okay. So Keo has Dak Prescott. We're not gonna keep going over it. My stud of the week is in that same game, and that is Julio Jones. I'm telling y'all, man, Julio Jones gonna have a big game, 100 plus receiving yards like he did last week. He'll score in this game at least 2 touchdowns, I think. Well, 1 for sure, but I think he's gonna get 2. Julio Jones gonna have a monster game today. All the Atlanta Falcon fans are gonna be happy, and all his fantasy owners will be happy. I got Julio Jones as my stud of the week. Keo, let's go. Let's get to these shout outs.
All right, man. All right, so shout out to everybody that tunes in and supports the show. Shout out to everybody that has been coming on the YouTube channel, man. That would like we're trying to make the transition to YouTube and expand, our viewership and our subscribers on the YouTube channel. That's why we made the transition from Facebook to YouTube just for the MBS Stardom Syndrome show. And shout out to X, man. Always holding it down every single week. Make sure you tune in Tuesday, man, for the MBS. Let's talk about it. I can't wait to talk football. I can't wait to talk NBA. And I can't wait to talk about Summer Madness.
Let's go.
Woo!
Well, definitely, man. Appreciate Keo, man, always. This is Startem Sitem, man. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. And Mike, you can screenshot whatever you want. You can get Keo to clip whatever you want. Tom Brady will not have a good game today. I'll say it again for you. Woo! Of course, like I always tell you guys, when it comes to fantasy football, man, if you lose, you have nobody but to blame but yourself. But if you win, like Drake says, man, y'all thank us later. This has been the Startem Sitem Show. I'm Trey, Sports Junkie. That's my main man, Keo, man. We're out. Peace.